Hi, I'm Crit, and Ultrakill's custom levels make me want to railcoin my balls off just so I can last a few extra seconds as 251 Sisyphus Primes rail me from behind. Like, seriously, some of these levels are genuinely peak Ultrakill and I'm not even afraid to say it. These levels range from completely silly and nonsensical to some of the best pieces of art in gaming I've seen in my entire life, so please join me as we explore the highs and lows of Ultrakill's deranged custom levels. Starting off with one of the best things I've ever seen. You know how in the 7th layer of Ultrakill Violence there's a lot of stuff talking about a war fought with these crazy little robots that would go into trenches and clear out everything inside them with machine guns and rockets and stuff? Well, I never really thought about what it would be like to be a normal human being inside one of those trenches, and honestly, I am incredibly grateful for not thinking that. The 5th level of Violence, Back to Basics, is one of the most horrifying things I've ever had the misfortune to experience. You are but one mere GoPro, and above you an entire war is raging on. Two war machines are slapping each other with massive lasers, there's rockets and a bunch of explosives around you. Your frame rate immediately tanks as a volley of bright red bullets swarm the entire skybox. The atmosphere is absolutely impeccable. When I first saw the first couple leaks of Violence and I saw the gutter tank and those guys, I immediately thought the level would be like this, so in truth I was kind of disappointed when it didn't really end up like that. And while sure, the second level kind of scratched that itch, nothing is gonna top this, because you feel like a puny soldier fighting for your goddamn life with nothing but a shotgun and your fists. The most dramatic change to the enemies in this level is the fact that these sand guys no longer coat people in sand, but in fact, gas you. Yeah, if you stand in them for too long, you can kiss your life goodbye. This is especially dangerous because in this level, everything is extremely close quarters. You feel extremely claustrophobic as you get jumped at all angles by a bunch of filth and strays, and while they wouldn't even be considered a challenge in a lot of other Ultrakill levels, this specific one makes them seem like massive threats because you won't be able to run away. And honestly, it just gets even more claustrophobic because you're forced to enter this small little mine. You're in a little tunnel, like a tunnel rat, like deep rock and stone. And inside there, it's a constant swarm of enemies jumping you, and at the very end, you punch this unsuspecting fuse when suddenly, this entire cave is going to collapse in like 30 seconds and suddenly there's landmines everywhere. When I first played this part of the level, my mind was filled with panic as I desperately tried to crawl out of the tunnel. And honestly, it only got worse from here because the moment I left, the entire bestiary of this game was thrown at me at once. My favorite part about this entire level is the fact that things just happen. There's a bunch of events that completely fit in with the pace of this world and feel very natural, like a piece of artillery landing on you and destroying everything in its path. It only gets better from here because once you progress, you finally enter no man's land where you're bombed with a bunch of shells and then there's a bunch of innocent foot soldiers sent at you. And then you realize, wait a second, you're not a foot soldier, you're V1. You're a weapon that was literally made to kill the most powerful being on this battlefield. And suddenly I feel a whole lot more guilty about everything I'm doing because I'm definitely the one being evil here. Oh well, I'm gonna look past that, I'm gonna head into this room and oh my god, what is that? Okay, so a lot of these levels also feature custom enemies, and honestly, I'll keep it real guys, I have zero idea what happened because the first time I fought this guy, he killed me instantly. On the second attempt, I kind of just used my Hail Marys and decided to screwdriver him, and it worked out, so I'm not gonna complain. But honestly, the surprise of him literally bombing the roof of this little house that we're in was kind of crazy. I did not expect something like this, and honestly, it made the entire experience better. I really hope there's more of this. This level was insanely good, but of course, there's still a lot more to go. Because guys, one of the things I love most about the Ultrakill community is just how silly and creative everyone is. And when I saw 4 towers suspiciously shaped in the primary colors of one of the goatest games of all time, I couldn't help but download it. This is Brick Battler, but in Ultrakill. I mean, truly, we live in the best age ever. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Yeah, honestly, this level is kind of difficult because you can't really wall climb on any of these obstacles. Seriously, the amount of times I almost died because I slipped off realizing I couldn't access the top was honestly staggering, and I had to pull out the rocket launcher, and that didn't always go as planned. I mean, truly, it was one of the experiences of all times, but I couldn't get enough of it. I love random things floating in the void, and when I kept scrolling down, I saw this incredible mod, and I mean, I just had to click it. Yeah, so this is Parkour Civilization, but in Ultrakill. I'm kind of at a loss for words. You're told to unequip every single item you had, and that's exactly what I did. And yeah, no, it's just Parkour Civilization. There's even the beef in Parkour Civilization. But okay, that's enough peak for the day. My heart can't handle anything more peak than this, so we have to return back to the gross mid. And if we're on the topic of that, let's talk about Fool's Gold. This level is incredible. It's actually 2 entire levels and is kind of like a fan-made layer of sorts because it's so different from everything else we've seen in this entire game. And honestly, I'll just let this speak for itself. I mean, everything looks so different and so cool. I love the way everything is golden and black. It kind of reminds me of Kronos from Hades 2, and honestly, I think that assumption wouldn't be too wrong because this entire level gave me such steampunk vibes for some reason. It's got my favorite trope in all of Ultrakill level design, which is the entire thing leading back in on itself. You don't notice it on your first playthrough, but the moment you start ascending the tower, you realize, wait a second, I'm just climbing up the first room and I could probably have skipped this entire process if I decided to look up sooner. One of the things you'll quickly notice about this level is how dangerous a lot of the encounters are. There's seemingly a million mannequins everywhere, and there's so many guttermen and gutter tank, it's not even funny. The worst part is, this level, because everything looked so similar, didn't really make much sense in my little head, and I often got lost. Of course, this was only the start of my suffering, because it only got more complex and more weird from here, as well as a new enemy. This guy can shoot through walls, and it doesn't help that they're almost always virtued. This means that whenever you see one, you're basically having a mad dash, desperately trying to find the statue while being shot at from halfway across the globe. The design matches the very boxy and symmetrical and intricate designs of this entire layer, and I think it's supposed to be like some cool metaphor for greed and money and stuff like that, but I'm a silly little Ultrakill YouTuber, so I'm not gonna speak much about it. Of course, the fun doesn't end there because it just gets even more and more difficult. Now it seems like you're going through a maze. You walk left, clear the encounter, and then there's nowhere to go, and you walk left and rinse and repeat. And honestly, I was kind of concerned that I was being stuck in an infinite loop and being trolled. It also doesn't help that the checkpoints feel really sparse. A lot of these custom levels really don't feel very generous when it comes to checkpoints, and so I was on edge wondering if I was going to lose all my progress if I die, which seemed more and more likely because these snipers, dude, they were actually put in smart positions, as in on top of ledges where I couldn't hit them easily. Combined with the fact that there are also just enemies that shoot through walls, it was an incredibly stressful encounter, but ultimately an incredibly enjoyable one that I will not forget. I mean, real talk, this was the first custom level I've ever played in Ultrakill, and seeing how much it can stray away from the main game, it was honestly awe-inspiring and made me search even deeper for more experiences like it. And guys, when I say I found it, I really mean I found it. See, this next level was made as a jam, which is honestly even more impressive because this is one of the best mods I've played on this entire list. The 5th level of Greed, It Reached for the Stars, is one of the most insanely cool and cinematic levels I've seen in all of Ultrakill, and I'm not even exaggerating. The first thing you're gonna notice is that the gravity of this world is turned up to 1.5 million. I honestly can't tell if it's a debuff or not, because you're honestly just kinda easy pickings for the virtues, but also nothing is gonna hit you in the sky. Of course, you're still gonna need to go down for health, which is where the real trouble starts, because it was actually kind of difficult. Combined with the fact that there were really just no checkpoints anywhere, it was honestly one of the most nerve-wracking experiences of my entire life, but one of the more fun ones as well. Because of the low gravity, you gotta pull off a lot of silly little shenanigans. I mean, seriously, the amount of times I got away with the dumbest stuff because there was zero consequences for my stupid actions is staggering. As you slowly progress up and up, the platforms below you raise as well until you literally pierce the heavens and you're met with this sight. A pyramid with these weird, silly arm things growing around it. I'm sure there's some deep symbolism, but I fear I might be too stupid to understand it. Of course, what I'm not too stupid to do is shooting things, and when I say that shooting things was fun, I do mean it. See, this arena is incredibly massive and allowed for a lot of potential with movement. Combined with the fact that again there was a bunch of low gravity, it felt like I was playing everything in slow motion, but that was honestly pretty interesting. And combined with the absolutely beautiful scenery, I can confidently recommend this level as one of the best, and you should play it. Also, just a reminder that every single level you see in this video is in the description, so support the original creators and not me. But if you do want to support me, remember to comment and subscribe. Of course, the fun, it can't end there. No, we've got to go even deeper into the deranged world of Ultrakill custom levels, or whatever stupid thumbnail and title I'm going to give this thing. And we've got to find some real heavy hitters. And boy, have I found one. This is a transition to a level called get to the fucking toilet. Yeah, so in this level, you are in a diner, I think, and you're about to shit your pants. Guys, that Ina video did pretty silly. It's pretty Skibidi, right? And you have 2 minutes to get to the toilet before you shit your pants. Don't ask me how it works. You are a robot, and for some reason, the people in the diner really don't want you to get to the toilet. I don't think about it too much. Honestly, my favorite part of this entire level were the small details. the little tablets that said out of service and ridiculous order numbers was a very welcome source of detail that made me go hee hee ha ha. Also, the finale, it's literally a full 20 seconds of a black screen with sounds of you shitting your pants. So I think I'm just gonna move on. See, this level was called Skibidi Toilet, and I kind of just clicked it, not expecting anything. And honestly, that might have been the right play. And I don't think it's getting up from here. I think this is the peak of the entire game. And speaking of peak of the entire game, let's just quickly move on to a level called Blow Up Minos' House. This is Minos' house, and you're about to destroy it. Now you might be wondering, what's the point of this level? Well, basically, you have 60 seconds to prepare before the armies of hell get descended on your exact location. Honestly, this level it kind of felt like a Roblox game. I don't know if it was the simple build, the happy home, or the fact that it was just so uncanny. But I had no idea what I was doing for the first 60 seconds, so the moment I started getting jumped, I completely panicked and fed. You might be wondering what secret goodies are hidden inside the house. I have great news for you. It's 3 arms and a bunch of health packs. That would have been really helpful to know while I was fighting off 2 Sisyphean insurrectionists, V2, and a bunch of other guys. I'm not even kidding, this was probably one of the most stressful combat encounters I've ever faced for no reason at all, because I just did not know to prepare properly. Also, I'm like 90% sure there's a bomb hidden somewhere on this map. I have no clue. It was 2 AM, please forgive me. But don't worry, we are saving the best for last, so don't click off just yet. See, you know the Crimson from the hit game Terraria? Yeah, it's in Ultrakill as well. Now, honestly, I'll keep it completely real. My first introduction to Ultrakill on the internet was seeing a Minecraft texture pack or something like that, so I thought that this type of stuff was completely ordinary in the game, but my dreams were quickly shattered. However, this thing is absolutely peak. Everything is incredibly lovingly made. The trees they look so silly, and the textures are honestly incredibly retro, I think. They look cool, so I like them, but they look a little like it's shocking how faithfully it's recreated. The only thing that would make it even better was a giant brain trying to brutally murder me, because honestly, the hideous mask just doesn't really hit the same. And honestly, there's another one called Sisyphus Kills You 315 Times Simulator, and like I downloaded it, and guys, I tried my absolute hardest. It is a mod pack with literally dozens of Sisyphus primes on a single small platform. If this is somehow possible, I am at a loss for words. But yeah, it's... Oh my god, why am I in the fucking back rooms? So, I think I downloaded the wrong version of this mod. See, in case you're wondering, I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be like a randomizer, and you're supposed to get to the end and every single room has a couple cool enemies in it. But I think I either downloaded the wrong version or I just downloaded it wrong. But guys, don't fret, because I have great news for you. Gronth made a video on the custom level, and it is leagues and bounds better than the slop that you're watching. So I genuinely implore you to join the Envy and Spite Discord channel and check out all of the custom levels there. The community seems incredibly cool, and there's new custom levels like there's so many. There were so many that I couldn't even play, and so many that looked even cooler. Some of the ones I just took a look at the thumbnail of that I think would have been fun that I didn't really get the time to play because it was 3 a.m. and I was tired, was the Five Nights at Minos's, which is, I'm pretty sure it's a Five Nights at Freddy's recreated in Ultrakill, which I didn't play because I didn't think my heart could handle it at 3 a.m. But oh my god, if this is real, then please sign me up. There's also a bunch of just really good, like genuinely incredible custom levels. Palace of the Lost looks really cool. Graveport looks really, everything here looks pretty cool. So please join that server and show them the love they deserve, because everyone there is incredibly talented and incredibly amazing. As for me, I'm gonna go hibernate for another week because I just had like 5 assignments dumped on me at the same time. So I will see you then. Remember to stay hydrated and then stay healthy and have a good rest of your day. Okay, bye bye. Enjoy yourself. Bye bye. See you next week.